Halo teman-teman, kembali lagi di channel Kata Sindu. Oke, sekarang di kesempatan ini saya mau cobain suara vokal dari speaker WK Design dengan tipenya SP350. Jadi ini adalah speaker dengan range harga 200 ribuan, kemudian bentuknya juga minimalis. Jadi saya yakin dari teman-teman pasti akan banyak penasaran kira-kira seperti apa suaranya. Nah, di video kali ini saya akan mencoba untuk tes suara vokalnya dari speaker WK Design ini. Jadi buat teman-teman yang mungkin sering pakai buat nonton streaming, Netflix, kemudian nonton siaran bola misalnya. Nah, itu kan lebih banyak dengerin suara-suara vokal. Jadi biar teman-teman dapat referensi, maka kita akan lakukan tes vokal dari speaker ini. Oke, langsung aja biar cepet dan tidak lama-lama, kita cobain bareng sekarang.
IPL, the money was huge, wasn't it? And you'd finish the season in this country, then go off and play in the summer in the States and then come back.
Yeah, I think I signed a 3-year contract to go, for 3 years, or 3 summers, I should say, in Detroit. But things changed. And after my second season, when I was then a Nottingham Forest player, I decided that enough was enough. So very much, to the satisfaction of Brian Clough and Peter Taylor, I said to them, listen, I'm not going back to Detroit. I can't keep doing this. One of the reasons I was allowed to go by Jim Smith was as a little sweetener because of what you mentioned just now, that I couldn't get away from Birmingham City and play for one of the bigger clubs. So, the financial rewards was, very appealing.
Yeah.
Did that, I think it was something like £100,000, which was huge in those days. For 3 months.
About 1978 was
this? 3 months work.
Wow. The IPL.
Yeah. But the second season, having played for Forest in the European Cup final, should I add, and then going to play for England in 3 or 4 games, I was ready then for a little bit of a rest. And then to go to Detroit, it just become a little bit too much.
Hard to believe.
How many games were you playing a year? Because in those days, the first division was 42 games, wasn't it?
I can't remember exactly. I can remember roughly how many I played extra games. I call them extra games in Detroit. That was about 20.
20 games,
so
all the cup matches. You probably
Champions
played
League
about
and all
70 odd matches in a season.
Yeah.
And then played through the summer and then came back and just started the season again.
I'd like to have come back fully fit, but my very last game in... I think it was down in Florida somewhere. Yeah, it was against Tampa Bay Rowdies. I damaged my groin, and it put me out for 3 or 4 weeks. Wow. You can imagine Brian Clough was thrilled about that.
Oh, yeah.
He actually stopped my wages.
Really?
And to this day, I really can't... I got on to Gordon Taylor at the PFA about it, but I didn't want to make too much of a fuss because I think it was sensible not to upset Brian too much.
Trevor Francis speaking on H&J. Let's also hear from another man who's in studio yesterday. Former Chelsea defender Mario Melchior joined the breakfast show to discuss the Premier League title race.
This race is so interesting. Also why we call City, because of what happened in the Champions League. So that's kind of like put a dent in the cable because they were doing so well. But then you play a team in the Premier League, and also because of the referee is different, so the flow of the game is different. So City now, we're having that question like, can they overcome that loss against Tottenham, and then if they can push that forward, it will become interesting.
Yeah, Ray. I think we both think that City will probably just do it, but against Spurs and in the league. But you're warming up to the point of Liverpool winning the league.
I thought Spurs and Chelsea might take a couple of points off Liverpool. Now they've got overcome that and won both games. I think their run-ins, Cardiff away, Liverpool win that. Huddersfield at home, Newcastle away, Wolves at home. I think that's looking a lot more rosier than the Man City, because they've still got to play the Manchester derby. And whether you say Man City are a better side than Manchester United, it's a derby, and anything can happen in them sort of games. Spurs. We played in many games.
That's why I was laughing. I know anything can happen in
I
those.
played for Arsenal when we was going for the title. You might say play Crystal Palace, but it's a London derby, and suddenly, you know, somewhere along the line we'll lose a game or you get turned over. So, you know, Manchester United, it'd be interesting to see who they would want to win the league, though. Manchester United could have a big say in it, and I'm sure the supporters would probably say they want Man City to win it. If I'm being honest, because they don't like Liverpool, Manchester United.
That's why I like it, because I mean, I was with Phil Neville, and when you ask those guys those questions, the answer is always shifting because you know, they're not sure what they want. But then, just like you said, yeah, the closest rivalry is Liverpool, but they don't want City to become the kingpins of the town, so they don't want them to walk around and giving stories. Yeah, it's a really difficult one, but they will never win because you're always going to lose. Either one is going to win it.
I think if you ask United fans, they would want Man City to win it more than Liverpool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
would you say that, El?
Definitely, they just hate each other. Liverpool, Man United. I enjoyed I'm only seeing the highlights because I was up in Scotland at the weekend.
Oke, jadi itu dia hasil pengujian kita untuk suara vokalnya ya, teman-teman. Mungkin sekian dulu kesimpulannya untuk suaranya yang dihasilkan benar-benar bagus dan jelas. Jadi tadi kita coba dengar sendiri, tidak ada distort. Kemudian suaranya juga benar-benar bersih ya. Dan suara bassnya juga menyeimbangi, jadi suara yang kita dengarkan seperti seolah-olah orangnya tuh benar-benar lagi ngomong di depan kita gitu. Kurang lebihnya mungkin seperti itu. Jadi bisa dibilang suaranya cukup realistik. Oke, mungkin sekian dulu untuk video review kali ini. Terima kasih sudah mampir. Jangan lupa di subscribe, like, dan di share jika dirasa bermanfaat. Lalu jangan lupa jika ada pertanyaan langsung tinggalin aja di kolom komentar. Oke teman-teman, sekian dulu. Terima kasih. Sampai berjumpa kembali dan bye-bye.